Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your Love Gems reading. This is intended to be a general, brief reading about your love, relationships, passion, self-love, self-respect, and creative energy. And it can be hard to integrate the subtext of an individual romantic relationship, which I know many of you crave to know more information about. Um, this is a general reading, as I stated, so it's not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, the information for that is in the box below. And if you enjoy this reading at any point, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Greatly appreciated. I feel all the love from so many of you from whatever way that you support me. So Capricorn, I have pulled the loyalty card from the Tizama deck. This is describing a powerful relationship that represents a deep connection to who you are. This feels as though you and another individual are not connected. You may live separate lives, even. You may have been in no contact for years. You may be married. You may be married in a relationship where you happily have your separate lives and activities with the understanding that you are deeply connected and that this is what connection looks like for you. This loyalty is referring to the sense of connection that speaks beyond the individual circumstances of your life. This is a deep connection. It may be a soul bond. It quite possibly is, so that there is such a deep connection that transcends your individual life experiences now. And in that way, you are wordlessly connected to this individual, even if it has been many years since you've been together. There's still some kind of intermingling of energies that exist. And it may be that you're not together, you can't be together, you can't choose to be together, or you haven't chosen that, but that there's an acceptance that this bond is eternal, even if it isn't manifesting in any clear way in your lives. The Lover's card is showing a new opportunity to address this soul bond or the renewal of a soul bond or connection. It could be a new person. It can be a reconciliation with a former partner. Something about this relationship feels as though it never was a full-blown relationship in the past. Again, this is something that was immediately recognizable to both parties. The feelings were mutual, but the circumstances may have been such that there was little not common agreement, but common ground, a little practical opportunity for you to be together. Perhaps one or both of you were in other partnerships, lived far away from one another, whatever kinds of physical limitations were attached. It feels as though there were many. And at this point, there is the opportunity to renew that bond, to reconcile that in a way that may be anything from we acknowledge this deep love that we share, even though we are not together, cannot be together, are not choosing to be together, to the curiosity that occurs over years of individual development where you see a way forward to build a fresh friendship, a real relationship this time. And there is a feeling that both of you are sufficiently mature that you understand what aspects of this relationship are deeply an expression of who you authentically and individually are, and that those things are not quantifiable, but they are real. They exist, and whatever impact that has on your joining together, you are willing to accept it because you already accept the existence of the bond, despite the physical experience of that or lack of a physical experience. The Four of Earth here is really, it's interesting because there's such a, a heaviness around this connection. This is describing each of you as responsible, as cautious, as careful, as capable and competent, as standing on your own, having a strong foundation in the material world, as resourceful, hardworking. And there's a way in which you may have or are retreating into that sense of your own stable and secure foundation where you can be safe and secure. That's also the caution around this card, that you are clinging on to a sense of safety that isn't challenged by the necessities of a relationship or a deeper connection. That for both the parties involved, it may be hard to give up the security of your own routines, your own habits, and your own patterns that have served you relatively well for the unknowns of a relationship. Interesting reading. I'm going to finish this off with a couple of clarifiers from a mini tarot deck. I don't really know the name of this deck, but I have pulled the Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Love this. Okay, so the Hierophant is telling me that there have been deep spiritual lessons that this relationship has afforded you. In fact, one of the reasons that it may have lasted for as long, even in a state of no contact, no 3D relationship, no experience of interchange or connection over many years, that in part was because of the necessity for both of you to learn some really difficult lessons, things that were hard for you to understand or accept about how one builds a real relationship, one that is not compelled by a sense of responsibility, but one that is chosen and that is worked upon together. The absence of that in the 3D way world is a lot about your sense of value and what you can bring to that. It also indicates a kind of fearfulness about the commitment, making a commitment. And the Six of Pentacles is really about the way you may now be able to clarify all exchanges of energy in this relationship and in all others. That what went unspoken, undeclared, unclaimed in your former iteration of a friendship or a casual connection or simply unrequited love is this idea that things must be said, agreements must be made, that you can't have a functional relationship unless you agree, unless you break the silence of connections that you know are there, that you define the love, or at least those things that you're agreeing upon, those areas of effort that you're willing to make together, and the things that you want within and beyond the relationship. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for this beautiful love gem. Until next time, namaste.